welcome to Falcon Update live on MC77. I'm Allie Hefford.
And I'm Brian Schermeyer.
The Center of Public Humanities hosted the annual Humanities Symposium this past week. The theme this year was Vulnerability and Security. The event kicked off on Monday, February 17th and ended on Saturday, February 22nd. Events ranged from presentations to performances to panel discussions and film screenings. A variety of faculty members and students within the Humanities Department were represented. On Thursday evening, Anthony Ray Hinton presented the keynote address titled Surviving Criminal Justice in America. He spent 30 years on Alabama's death row after being wrongfully convicted of 2 murders, but he was released in 2015. He spent the evening talking about his experience and how he found freedom through it.
Now it's time for Falcon on the Street, where we ask Messiah students a different question each week. Here's Kelsey McCann with this week's question.
This week's Falcon on the Street question is, if you had to delete all of the apps on your phone and only keep 3, which would you choose?
So I would keep Snapchat, Messages, and Spotify.
iMessage, FaceTime, and YouTube.
I'd go with iMessage, Spotify, and Clash of Clans.
My Messages, Snapchat, Instagram.
I would keep iMessage, phone calls, and TikTok, of course.
I'd keep Spotify, Snapchat, and Messages.
Texting app, Snapchat, and Canvas.
1 second every day, the Bible app, and Marco Polo.
Spotify, Snapchat, and Messages.
I think I would keep iMessages, photos, and Snapchat.
That's it for this week's answers. We included the ones we got on Instagram. Here are the results. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Kelsey McCann.
Thanks, Kelsey. And remember that you can stay connected with MC77 and Falcon on the Street on our social media pages. Now here's Mario Cosentino with this week's Falcon Features.
I'm Mario Cosentino with this week's Falcon Features. Senior communication major Michaela Ickes was accepted to present at the Eastern Communication Association's annual conference, which will be held on April 1st through the 5th. Ickes will be presenting on her paper titled Controversial Yet Compelling, the Representative Anecdote in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. On Monday the 17th, Dr. Nathan Skolstead of the Communication Department and Dr. Kate Whitley of Lebanon Valley College reviewed their latest documentary titled Until We Have Faces. Their film tells the story of women who are incarcerated for life. The title for the film originated from the Department of Corrections restrictions, which prevents the prisoners' faces from being shown on camera, creating a unique challenge for the filmmakers but opened the door for a powerful story. Staying in the Department of Communication, senior Abigail Poe and recent graduate Lily Kashishian were a part of a team that researched if childhood experience has an effect on one's grit and attachment style to God. Psychology major Abigail Reigert and professors of psychology Valerie Lemon and Jennifer Thompson were also a part of the group. The hypothesis stated that if someone had an adverse childhood experience, then it would affect their relationship with God. The studies showed no influence over attachment style to God or one's grit level, but they did find that someone with a higher grit level would likely have a secure attachment style to God. Film and Media Arts alumni Hunter Hill recently accepted a videographer position at Timberlake Church in Redmond, Washington. Right after graduation, Hill worked as the communication director at a church in the Annapolis area and also developed a wedding media company. Hill is excited to live in the Northwest and can't wait to visit national parks in the summer. Congratulations to Hill on this unique opportunity. That's all we have for this week. Tune in next week to hear more achievements of Messiah students, faculty, and alum.
Thanks, Mario. We'll be right back with more Falcon Update. Stay tuned.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
this is the Grantham Community Garden. We grow over 40 different crops here, all grown organically, all by students, always student-led. We're one of the most profitable student organizations on campus. Everything that we grow here we sell, and that keeps the garden going and also pays the people who work in it. And now we're trying to work our way towards being a small farm. We have more paid student workers than we've ever had before.
My name is Curtis Seaman. I'm a senior journalism major. So my entire life, I've really enjoyed writing, really enjoyed sports. I thought that if I combined the two, sports journalism would be the perfect major for me. I feel very prepared for post-graduation with practicum. That's been a huge help. You have to participate in 3 different mediums of communication, media, throughout the class period. And to be able to do things like radio and television and writing has just kind of really helped to broaden my horizons. And in terms of writing, I'm also excited to use all of those skills that I've learned as well. Obviously, the professors here in the communication department are fantastic, and they really know how to get you to drill down and get you to write the best that you possibly can. In a senior sem, Dr. Dixon prays before every class, and a lot of other professors do that. To be able to pray in class, to be able to talk about faith-based things, is just huge, and I really have appreciated that all 4 of my years here at Messiah. So right now I'm interning at WGAL 8 in Lancaster, which is just a TV station, NBC affiliate. The hours are a little rough. They're from 4 in the morning until noon, but that's also been a look ahead of what it's going to be like in my career in the future, so that's been also a good experience. For MC77, my sophomore year was the first year I did. I started on camera, I moved to floor manager. I've done everything from camera to producing, executive producing, anchoring, VTR, audio. You can do pretty much any role. They're more than willing to give you the chance to make mistakes, but also to learn, because the time is now to make mistakes before you go out and are working for a real television station. MC77 has definitely given me a ton of great experience and prepared me for what's to come with that, and I'm excited to use that more within bigger TV stations and more live television day in and day out.
What?
The men's basketball team went up against the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen on Tuesday. Here we are with just a little over 9 minutes left in the first half, and Christian Reams gets the ball to Caleb Light, who makes it in the net for a 3-pointer. And a little later in the first half, LVC misses the point. Josh Darville gets it to Cam Carter, who sprints across the court, and he makes the layup. Now we're in the second half. Once again, the Falcons steal the ball from the Dutchmen. Jordan Criddle gets the ball to Walker, and the ball finds the net. And less than a minute left in the game, and the Falcons are only leading by 1 point. But Darville gets the ball to Walker once again, and the 3-pointer is good. The Falcons won 84-78. They would be on the court again on Saturday to end their season.
Women's basketball also hosted the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen on Tuesday for senior night. Getting us started here is Jay Davis driving, spinning, fading, and sinking the shot for the lead. The Falcons are beginning to pull away now. Gracie Cryan gets the ball near side to Eckley, who nails the 3 and is fouled. Falcons up big. Amber High gets the ball and drives in for the easy layup. Cryan gets the ball here inside. She's waiting, and drops the dime to Leah Springer for the easy 2. Springer with it again now. She spins and sinks the hook shot for the 11-point lead. The Falcons would win by 8 and would finish the regular season on Saturday. Men's basketball ended their 2019-2020 season this past Saturday at Albright College. Halfway through the first half, the Falcons and Lions were tied at 15 apiece, but Albright took over after that. Tyler Penley led the way for the Falcons in the second half as he kicked off a 9-point scoring run. Caleb Light also helped the Falcons close the gap, but it wouldn't be enough. The Lions defeated the Falcons 98-75. Falcons ended their season with an 11-14 overall record and 4-12 in the MAC Commonwealth. The women's team also took to the road to conclude their regular season at Albright. The number 21 Falcons would outlast the number 19 Lions for the second time this year. Leah Springer led the way with a double-double of 28 points and 11 rebounds. Jay Davis and Elena Eckley scored 18 and 15 respectively. With their efforts, the Falcons won 74-68 to finish the regular season at 21-4 and 15-1 in the MAC Commonwealth. They'll play in the conference tournament at home on Wednesday. We'll have members of the team on MC Live later tonight, so be sure to stay tuned for that coming up right after Falcon Update.
The men's volleyball team traveled to Altoona on Wednesday for a match against the Nittany Lions. Messiah took an early lead in the first set, hovering over the line 6-2. An ace from Matt Nabb would close out the set and give the Falcons the 25-15 win. They kept that momentum in the second set, gaining an early 10-2 lead. The Lions managed to chip away at that lead, but the Falcons reigned supreme, taking the set 25-15. The third game proved to be a tough one for the Falcons. Despite impressive kills and aces from Noah Wilson and Ian Perzicek and Isaiah Han, the Lions won the set 25-22. Messiah trailed early in the fourth set, but an ace from Adam Black and a kill from Mason Nisley helped them get back in the game. The Falcons won the fourth and final set 25-13, and they took the match 3-1. They would be back in action on Friday to take on the number 9 ranked Juniata College Eagles.
Despite a great effort from the Falcons in 3 contested sets, the Eagles would sweep the Falcons at the Farm Show Complex on Friday. Mason Nisley led the way with 13 kills, and Matt Nabb notched 29 assists on the night. They would play on Saturday for a tri-meet at Messiah.
The first match of the tri-meet was against Southern Virginia Knights. Despite an early lead thanks to Noah Schreiner, the Knights took the first set. The Falcons responded in the second, defeating the Knights 25-22. The third set proved to be an exciting one. The Falcons and Knights traded the lead, but back-to-back kills from Ian Perzicek and Nate Bowman helped the Falcons pull ahead and win the third set. The Falcons and Knights were tied early in the fourth game, but a scoring run from the Knights would give them a strong advantage, and they would take the set 25-13. Then, in the fifth and final game, the Knights fed off their momentum from the previous win, and they would take the set and match.
In the second game of the day, the men's volleyball team took on Penn State Berend. The Falcons bounced back and would sweep the Nittany Lions 3-0. Mason Nisley led the way again with 12 kills, and Matt Nabb collected 34 assists in the game. The Falcons moved to 9-4 and will be back in action March 6th against Cairn.
We'll be back with more spring sports on Falcon Update right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
My name is Natalie Moy. I'm a senior and I'm a digital media major.
I feel like the classes here have helped me to train my eye to detect good design. I like how the professors don't force you into one way of thinking. Instead, they allow you to be creative and think of projects in your own way, and they will guide you and help you envision your project to make it even better and stronger. I have this one professor who starts off his classes with prayers, and I feel like that's really great because it starts us off reminding us that we are creating something for God, so we have that in our minds to create something that He will be pleased with. In my portfolio, I have quite a large variety of works. I have design-based works, I have photography, I have videography. One of the big projects I'll be expecting in my portfolio would be from the junior-senior film class, the taking this semester. I'll be the production designer for this short film, and I'm looking forward to work with my crew because they're all awesome people. Messiah has this media hub called The Pulse, so I've been working for them for the past few months, and you can do stuff like designing, photography, videography, the radio station, and you can even design websites, write articles. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to get my work out there. I'm a designer, so people on campus or even off campus get to see what I do, and I think that's really great. So if you're a digital media student, you could go into computer science fields, or you could go into the film industries or graphic design. I guess it's the beauty of digital media, it's just so versatile.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes. I mean,
Right?
like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
The men's lacrosse team traveled to DeSales University on Saturday afternoon to take on the Bulldogs. Less than 10 minutes into the game, the Bulldogs took the first 2 goals, but goals from Hunter Bellows and Garrett Ansbaugh would help tie up the game. The teams were tied at 3 apiece going into the second quarter. DeSales went on a strong scoring run, taking an 8-3 lead going into halftime. The Falcons did what they could in the third quarter, and 2 goals from Liam Lilienthal helped the Falcons close their margin. Bellows and Sam Stone cut the lead even more in the fourth quarter, but it wouldn't be enough. The Bulldogs won 12-9. The Falcons will be back in action for their home opener on Wednesday against Stockton University.
To open their season at home, the women's lacrosse team took on the number 4 ranked Gettysburg Bullets. Gettysburg overwhelmed Messiah from the start, taking the game at 19-5. Grace Gormley led the way for the Falcons with 2 goals on the day. The Falcons would look to rebound against the number 20 Scranton University Royals on Saturday.
In that game against Scranton, the Falcons took a strong 5-2 lead in the first half, thanks to goals from Abby Howard and JoJo King, Jana Kriak and Abigail Evans, and Hope Flack as well. The team traded points throughout the next 40 minutes of gameplay. With just over 7 minutes remaining, the game was tied at 11 apiece. The score remained even into the final 2 minutes, but King managed to get a goal that would give the Falcons the upper hand. Flack got in 2 more goals within the last minute of gameplay to secure the Falcons' victory 14-11. They'll be back on the field Wednesday when they host the Dickinson Red Devils.
Moving to baseball now, the Falcons started their season with a doubleheader at Bridgewater College on Saturday. In Game 1, the Falcons gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th to trail 5-1. Despite RBIs from Chris LaRose and Billy Davis, the Falcons would fall 5-3. In Game 2, the Eagles knocked in 6 runs in the second inning. Once again, the Falcons scored a couple of runs but would fall by a score of 7-2. They'll be back on the field on Saturday at Mary Washington.
The softball team dropped 2 games to the University of Mary Washington on Saturday afternoon on the road. The Falcons held a 3-2 lead in Game 1, but the Eagles pulled ahead with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Falcons lost the first game with a final score of 6-3. Senior Jalen Harbold held the Falcons' efforts with 2 runs batted in. The second game started the same as the first, as the Falcons took a 2-0 lead at the top of the third. The Eagles repeated the trend from the last game by taking the lead later in the game. 6 runs in the bottom of the third and 4 in the 5th inning gave the Eagles the 10-2 victory. The Falcons are back on the road next weekend at Catholic University for another doubleheader.
The men's and women's track and field teams split up their teams this Friday between Penn State and the Kutztown Last Chance meet. The group that went to Penn State made the most of their trip, as all 3 women competing in the meet came away with a school record. Catherine Wiederecht ran 25.74 in the 200-meter dash to become the first woman in school history to break the 26 indoors. Sophomores Alyssa Slater and Esther Seeland broke their own school records in the 400 and the 800. On the men's side, Alex Scheib ran a top 10 program mark in the 800 with a time of 1 minute 57, and Nate Romberger turned in the Falcons' only win of the day in the mile, where he finished more than 5 seconds ahead of the second-place finisher.
The rest of the track team traveled to Kutztown for a last-chance meet, where multiple Falcons made the most of this opportunity by recording a MAC qualifying performance. The duo of Brianna Hess and Amber Fogelsanger hit the qualifying time in the 800-meter run, while Cassie Chandler punched her ticket in the 400. On the field, Justine Eckert tallied a strong performance in the weight throw. 5 athletes from the men's team also hit the MAC standard in their respective events. Chad Long and Isaac Covert earned their way in the 800-meter run. Chris Muchimba qualified in the 200, and Clayton Miller hit the standard in the pole vault with a new college personal record. Reigning conference silver medalist Caleb Puleo qualified in the heptathlon. Both the men's and women's teams will travel to Alvernia this Friday and Saturday for conference championships. Now, curious about the week ahead? Campus Calendar is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Hey, ready to go? I sure am. My sleep has been great ever since I started treatment for sleep apnea. Well, nearly 30 million adults have it, including me.
Now, let me guess. It was your snoring that gave it away?
Oh, yes, it was. Intense snoring is one of the classic signs. Other signs include gasping for breath during sleep and daytime sleepiness. If untreated, the risk of heart disease and stroke increases. I didn't know that, but I'm glad to hear the treatment can help. Certainly can. To learn more about the warning signs, visit defendsleep.com.
I'm Lily. I am a junior, and I am a broadcasting and media production major at Messiah College. I chose to be a broadcasting and media production major because as a little girl, I dreamt of being a TV anchor. There are so many opportunities you can have as a broadcasting major. Messiah is really unique in the fact that we have our own TV station, and it's student-led, so each week we have Falcon Update, which is a half hour, and then we have MC Live, which is a half hour as well. My favorite part is just being in the hustle and bustle of everything, and I'm really excited to just be creative when I'm putting together news packages or shooting other stories, just really getting every element of storytelling in my work. So we have a lot of faith-based projects. Right now we're working on one, it's called Faith Sides for multimedia storytelling. In pairs we're interviewing each other for 2 minutes about some aspect of faith. A lot of students from our major either intern at ABC 27 or WGAL. I shadowed one of my professors at a Hershey Bears game. The Bears are a local AHL hockey team, and through that experience I developed connections, and eventually I got a job there. So I run the Crossfire machine and the LEDs on game days. My freshman year at Messiah, when I first came, I knew absolutely nothing about broadcasting or media, and now I feel confident that I can go work at a TV news station.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Good evening and welcome to MC Live here in MC 77. I'm Kelsey McCann. Tonight we have Jonah Bell, who will be performing 3 original songs. Then we have Leah Springer and Janisha Davis from the women's basketball team here to talk about some highlights from this season, like Leah hitting her 1,000-point milestone and what they have in store for playoffs. Stick around with us. We'll be back right after the break.
Hi, I'm Jeff Corwin. Founded in 1877, American Humane is dedicated to the idea that all animals are entitled to humane treatment. Today, endangered species are experiencing a better quality of life because of the ethical, science-based standards established by American Humane. Teach your kids the importance of wildlife conservation by visiting Humane certified zoos and aquariums. To learn more, visit AmericanHumane.org.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the Drug Facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the Drug Facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/Drug Facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Welcome back to MC Live here in MC 77, where we are joined by freshman music and worship major Jonah Bell. Take it away.
All right, so this first song is called Please Don't Leave, and it's about a friend from back home who's going through a rough time. And I just really felt led to write this song. So here we go.
About what you did, I don't believe a word of it, but even if it's true, it doesn't change the way I see you, messed up and all alone, spending the days on your phone, looking through texts that you saved. Think to yourself it's too late. I just can't imagine a world without you. The void that you leave that no shoes can fill. The pictures you drew, the tunes that you played, the times that we had, the memories we made. Please don't leave. Smoking a lit cigarette down in a bottle of inadequate, trying so hard to forget the things that have happened and haven't yet. I just can't imagine a world without you. The void that you leave that no shoes can fill. The pictures you drew, the tunes that you played, the times that we had, the memories we made. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Bad things come back at you sometimes. What matters the most is what you decide. But before we keep moving on into meanness, what do you want on your stone? I just can't imagine a world without you. The void that you leave, no shoes can fill. The pictures you drew, the tunes that you played, the times that we had, the memories we made. Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
So that was Please Don't Leave. The next song I'm going to play is called Broken, and it's your typical like failed romance song, just kind of a out of anger sort of thing. But here it is.
Don't see you. I remember when we still were together. I often think about those days when I had no doubts, no regrets, no anything. Is it worth all the heartache? Is it worth all the heartache? Roses turn red, violets turn blue. How about you? A train with no tracks, sky with no sun is how I feel without you. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. I am broken. It's New Year's Day, so far away. I think I hear your laughter in the wind. So it's time to take a look at us and decide whether we are good enough to fight for. Oh, I think not. Is it worth all the heartbreak? Is it worth all the heartbreak? Roses turn red, violets turn blue. How about you? A train with no tracks, sky with no sun is how I feel without you. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. Roses turn red, violets turn blue. How about you? A train with no tracks, sky with no sun is how I feel without you. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. I am broken. That was Broken. All right, so this next song I have never performed live in front of any audience. Forgive me. And it's one that I just wrote recently. I'm still working on it in the studio. But once it's out, once it's done, I'll put it on Spotify and you can view it there. But this song is a love song to my girlfriend back home. A lot of the wording and phrasing within the song is it's commonly used in the conversations we have just over the phone. So this song is called Darlin'. Darling, I'm not sure if left is right or right is anywhere you're not. With our honeysuckle moments, the question left to beg is where are we to go? Do you remember when we took the rod out, grabbed some bait and threw out a line? You caught your very first one and I looked at you and knew right then and there that we'd be fine. How little did we realize the time flew by in the blink of an eye, and we're standing here in the ashes of the past. And it wasn't until when I saw your face that I knew that we were bigger than space. I knew then and there you were mine. And I'm gonna love you till the end of my life. And if it wasn't for you, I'd have lost my mind. You are really something. And if I lose a couple years, and that's okay, 'cause I know that you'll still love me. You are really something. You are my darling. You are my darling. 4 years is all it takes till we can get a home where we can grow. 4 years is all it takes till we can start a life all on our own. How little did we realize time is fading away our lives. What matters is the here and the now. And it wasn't until when I saw you smile that I knew that I couldn't wait for a while. I knew then and there you were mine. So I'm gonna love you till the end of my life. And if it wasn't for you, I'd have lost my mind. You are really something. And if I lose a couple years, and that's okay, 'cause I know that you'll still love me. You are really something. You are my darling. You are my darling. All my years, all my life, they are yours. Oh. My mind, you are really something. And if I lose a couple years, and that's okay, 'cause I know that you'll still love me. You are really something. I'm gonna love you till the end of my life. And if it wasn't for you, I'd have lost my mind. You are really something. And if I lose a couple years, and that's okay, 'cause I know that you'll still love me. You are really something. You are my darling. You are my darling.
So thank you so much for coming on the show and playing that song for us. That was amazing. So just a few questions. How long have you been playing the guitar?
I've been almost 3 years now.
Okay, and did you always sing and play, or?
No, I was actually really shy probably up until my sophomore year of high school, and then I finally started singing to other people.
All right. So what led you to be a music and worship major?
That's a long story, but what really happened is I just, in my pursuit of music, I really felt God tugging on my heart and calling me to that career path. I had many opportunities to lead worship. I even was a worship pastor or worship leader of a campus for about a year, and just having that experience really solidified what I had already known inside. So yeah.
Cool. Do you perform on any on-campus events or off-campus events?
Yeah, I'm at chapels. I will probably end up doing some more coffee houses sometime soon. Those are fun.
Yeah. So I heard that was the first time that you ever, played that song. So thank you for coming tonight and putting yourself out there, debuting your talent on MC77. Thank you so much for coming. When we come back, we will have student athletes Janisha Davis and recent 1,000-point scorer Leah Springer here to fill us in on what to look out for as playoffs approach. Stick around after the break.
I was diagnosed at 67, earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support. today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah College, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world, and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work, and being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
What?
Forests bring people together, feed the soul, and improve our well-being, cleaning the water we need, the air we breathe, and making our climate livable. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why the Arbor Day Foundation is working to replant millions of trees across the country. Visit arborday.org and see how you can help.
Back here on MC77 with Leah Springer and Janisha Davis from the women's basketball team. How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Yeah. So just the first off, congratulations for your win on Saturday. That was awesome. So what are some things that you guys are looking out for this playoff season?
We're going into MAX, that's our conference play, and so every team that we play from here on out, we've played at least twice before. So how this looks is we'll know which team will play after tonight. The 4 and 5 seed will play tonight, and we'll know whether we play Stevenson or Lycoming College. And then going into the game on Wednesday, we'll prepare for that team specifically, work on some of our own game, and hopefully come out of Wednesday with a win.
Yeah. I think it's really about execution for us. Going through the conference for a third time now, teams have been scouting us, so I think it comes down to our execution and just following the scouting report and everything that our coaches are teaching us in practice.
So following that a little bit, what does your training normally look like during a normal practice?
I mean, it kind of depends on what day of the week it is, actually. So if it is a day that is right before our game day, usually it's all focused on preparing for the specific team. If it's like today, which is Monday, so it's 2 days out of our game day, we will just work on getting better. And so that'll look like individual skill work, working on plays, execution, as Jay mentioned, and just getting better, focusing on ourselves. But another day we might be more preparing specifically for the team.
Yeah, I agree with everything she just said. She hit it spot on. So.
And how do you guys train like specifically for yourselves, not as a team necessarily?
Sometimes it just comes down to whether a coach breaks us up and it's like guards on one side, posts on the other side, or just getting in the gym on your own and getting up the extra shots and working on the things that you know need to be fine-tuned in your game.
Yeah, I think that everyone has specific roles on the team, and within practice, you're not always going to get that time to practice those roles. So I know a lot of our teammates will get in the gym outside of practice and focus on the specific moves that they're going to make in a game, the specific shots that they're going to take, and really get those down so they're prepared to ready to go even within practice.
So both in season and out of season, how often do you guys practice? Like, is it every day or every other? Do you guys get break days? Or?
In season, it's pretty much every day. Depending on the schedule, coach might give us a break if we have like a bye. So like a couple weeks ago we had a bye, so he gave us a day off, and then we were right back in it, fixing things that we messed up on from previous games and stuff.
And then out of season, what does that look like?
Out of season, we will usually do team-led things because coach isn't allowed to be involved. So we'll do, it's called pickup, which is just playing, scrimmaging each other in a squad. And we'll do that probably 3 times a week. Not super long, but enough to get us going and keep our hands on a basketball. And then we'll also do lifting as a team 3 times a week as well.
All right. And Leah, you recently hit the milestone of scoring 1,000 points. So how does that feel?
It feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to get that this year, especially after coming off, I guess, an injury last year. That wasn't something that I guess I expected to, but I think my teammates definitely pushed me to just do my best, and I do not say this lightly, that I could not have done it without them.
Yeah, so taking that season off last season, how did that affect your playing this season?
It's a great question. So I think last year was a year of growth, and especially I think mentally I grew to just have a better basketball IQ. So coming back this year and being, I guess, one of the seniors on the team, one of the most experienced, I definitely think that I use more of a mental game. And I have specific moments where I pick and choose my battles, yeah, I just think that I've become a smarter player. So that has definitely been vital coming back. But physically, it took some time getting back in shape. But besides that, I think I picked up where I left off.
Cool. And Janisha, you transferred from Belmont Abbey College, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what has that been like for you, and like what has your transition been like?
It's been a transition just because I came from a D2 to a D3. But honestly, it's been a smooth transition just because my teammates are so welcoming, and the culture here at Messiah is definitely something that I've never experienced before. So I can honestly say this was probably the best decision that I've made. I've made friendships that'll last for a lifetime. And every time I step out on the court, it's like playing with your best friends and your family. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So other than that, like, how has Messiah as a team been different?
Our bond is very unique. From the time we met each other over the summer to now, our bond has just gotten stronger. I've never seen a team that has clicked so fast and in such a short amount of time, and we just continue to fight for that bond to get stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and why did you transfer here? Like, was there any specific reason?
I was finished with my degree. I graduated half a year early and took some time off, and I had 2 years of extra eligibility, so I thought, why not put it to use? And I'm just glad I came here.
Yeah. So switching gears a little bit, how have you seen the team as a whole grow since the beginning of the season?
That's a good question. So we have a really young team, and what I mean by that is that primarily we have a lot of freshmen and sophomores. There are 3 juniors and seniors on the team, Jay and I being 2 of them. And so coming into this year, there was a lot of new and first times where people had to get used to playing at a collegiate level, and I think there was a lot of grace that every teammate had to show, and we had to really be patient with ourselves because they clicked off the court very quickly, like Jay said, but on the court it did take some time because we had to teach everyone how our team plays defense, how our team goes about our offense, and so there was definitely a lot of learning curve. But yeah, since I would say the beginning of this calendar year, for sure we have taken off, and it's been awesome to be a part of it.
Yeah, I just can't get over the bond that we have, and I think that really helps because the stuff we do off the court makes it so much easier when we transfer it to on the court. But the growth from my freshman and sophomore from the beginning of the season is tremendous, and I love the tenacity that they have, whether they get 5 minutes or 20, the competition level is still there.
So you said that it was a young team, so what do you think that team will look like next year as those seniors age out?
I mean, it'll be a transition. Like every team, every year is different. So you're never going to have the exact same team. So there will be some growing pains. But I'm confident that the new roles that the next year's leaders will have to take, they'll step into them well. And I can already see how well that they are, even leading by following, if that makes sense. The way that they're serving their teammates and encouraging everyone, like they're going to step into those roles, and I think that they will pick up right where we left off this year.
Yeah, I think our captains did a really great job of setting a great blueprint out for us. So we have nothing but great footsteps to follow in, and we know exactly the way to go.
So for Leah, how does post-graduation fit with you? Like, what are you looking for?
That is a great question. So right now I'm looking at the potential of going to grad school, and so I think the hope is actually to come to Messiah's grad school. There's talks about potentially using that NCAA year of eligibility that I still have and playing again next year. That nothing is set in stone, but that is a hope of mine and something that we will see if it happens or not.
Yeah. Are either of you planning on continuing basketball after your careers, like in college?
I would love to. I don't know, basketball is something that I've dreamed of doing forever since I was a little kid, and just the opportunity to be able to do it after college would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I've definitely considered, there's a bunch of leagues overseas that, you know, there's a lot of connections to be had there, and I've considered that. But I know wherever I end up, basketball will always be a part of my life, whether that just be playing pickup with my friends or coaching at some level. We'll see. But
yeah. And then just the final question, what was your favorite moment from this season?
That's a really great question.
I really hope that it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
But honestly, I think our home wins against Widener and Albright were too big. They're the number 2 and the number 3 seed going into playoffs, and they're both very talented teams. So getting those wins in front of a home crowd was phenomenal.
Yeah. I have to agree. I hope that they're still being developed. But for me, I would say it was our last game at Albright. Yeah. Just the competitiveness that everyone brought and the unity that we showed on the court, it was amazing.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us, and be sure to come see the women play on Wednesday at 7 in Hitchcock Arena. The game will also be available on Go Messiah if you do want to watch it at home. And another big thank you to Jonah Bell for joining us as well. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to tune in next Monday for Falcon Update at 7, or check out our YouTube channel for previous campus news, interviews, and musical performances. Have a great night.